Have you ever been bothered by what someone else has done or said to you? How often during your day do you get triggered by outside sources? Welcome to my channel where I offer you insights, tips, tools, and teachings to live your best life. I am Casey Lepper. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, spiritual guide, healer, and coach. These are topics that I usually talk to with individuals, couples, and families I work with, and I'm sharing them with you so you can live your best life. So let's talk about the gift of being triggered, and it is a gift. I'm really excited about this topic because it can be an absolute game changer and really help move all of us through old baggage patterns and as a result, grow. The main message is this. Anytime we get offended or triggered, it is an opportunity to learn more about ourselves. When we have an internal conflict because of what someone says or does, we have the opportunity to look at it, be curious with it, and potentially shift it. So think about the last time something happened to you that triggered you. Maybe it bothered you and they didn't do anything directly to you. Now ask why. Why did that bother me? Why does she bother me? Why does he bother me? Why am I upset with this? In order to go further, we have to have a quick note about the ego. Our ego wants to fight back, either directly or within our own mind. So how often do you find yourself fighting with someone in your own mind? That's always our ego. So while our ego wants to fight, we have to change the pattern. We can work to step outside that tendency to improve ourselves and ultimately have better responses and reactions. How? By asking more questions about our own reaction rather than focusing on the person, situation, thing that triggered us. Oftentimes, we are so focused on that external narrative that we're not seeking understanding within. Generally speaking, if something external occurs, not getting enough likes on Instagram, hearing someone speak negatively about a group we're a part of, if there is something within us that is wounded or distorted, it's going to trigger some type of reaction. When we are working to develop or perhaps even self-actualize and master ourself, which is to be able to master and regulate our mind, motions, and thoughts, it is so much more productive to take a step back from the experience, turn the volume down on our ego, who would just like to spin a story, attack, and blame, and instead ask ourselves, what within me is being pushed, is being triggered? Is there a wound in my past? If so, how old am I? A quick personal example. Many years ago, I had a friend who did something really, really terrible to me. She did something that caused so much internal pain. I felt so attacked, so hurt, and really so sad. And it put me into a complete funk. And I was never very far away from thinking about what she had done. And my ego wanted to attack her back and recycle the story in my head over and over, that she did something to victimize me, that I was the victim. And as you can imagine, I was getting absolutely nowhere. While she did something initially to hurt me, I was allowing myself to hurt myself by perpetuating the situation in my mind. So I had to change strategies, and I asked, why is this bothering me so much? And this is what I learned. She did something that hit an insecurity of mine. It was the belief that ultimately I wasn't good enough, and she found out. She also did something that deeply embarrassed me, which was another wound that happened early in my childhood that I hadn't healed yet. She did something that in my mind at the time validated my deeply held belief that there was something lacking. And this did not go away until I got connected to my worth. Now, this understanding was something I could work with. I sought to understand why these feelings were coming up in me. Were they really true? What healing did I need to go through to let those beliefs go? And as I worked to clear those aspects, I looked at her behavior with more compassion and, interestingly, gratitude. So it was a gift. It was a gift to understand there was a part of me that hadn't been healed. Another video on my channel is about inner child healing. And that healing, that seeking to heal the wounds of our childhood, is ultimately what helped me integrate that trigger into healing and being able to move forward from that. So, when you're walking through your day and you're thinking about what people say to you, and if there's an internal conflict, first think about being thankful. Thankful to the person for showing you there's something within you that needs to be cleaned up. And as a result of doing the work, you can feel more freedom because that wounds can be healed and integrated. The more often we go into this pattern, rather than the ego's reaction, we start to build a new framework for ourselves. It lends itself to way more healing, more freedom, and true understanding. We're not as wrapped up in what has happened. We're wrapped up in why we're having the reaction. So next time you're offended and triggered, ask and be curious as to why. Don't let the ego take over and warp the opportunity to heal, to understand, and to move forward. A quick suggestion that can help you connect with this further, also listed below for your reference. Notice what triggers you throughout the day. Write it down and ask if or how it connects to a younger version of yourself. To live a truly mastered life, these wounds need to be tended to, nurtured, and healed so it no longer is a source of pain, fear, or dysregulation. Think about the subconscious as the motherboard. It is guiding all of our actions, so many of our beliefs, and so many of our thoughts. So the more we work to clean up the subconscious and make the subconscious conscious, then we can master our life. The more personal work you do, the hope is that the less often you'll get triggered. When you remain curious and seek to use any internal sense of offense as knowledge, you can begin to clean up all the stuff on the windshield that distorts your full expression. Your view of life and others and yourself will be much clearer as a result. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I really want to be able to put more of these topics and videos out to help inspire whoever needs it. And the more people see it, the more people can be helped. Thank you.